Friends, welcome to Dr. Volcano's Tournament of Terror. As you can see there, on the graphic. Tonight we'll meet 8 of the most vile, violent, and deplorable people to ever walk the face of existence. A water elemental. An earth elemental, probably. Who's to say? Nature itself. It's all there. It's all in the tournament. It's all represented in color and clothing and chaos. Let's meet the first competitor. It's the Plague Doctor Valerius from all the way back in 1700-ish. There was a plague. He was a doctor. He couldn't figure it out until the plague figured him out under a microscope. He saw eyes blinking back at him, blinking back at him. And he made a deal. He didn't survive the plague. He became the plague. And what's more twisted than that? Hey, we'll take it. He's a welcome addition to the tournament. So here's what we're going to do tonight. 8 competitors. We're going to whittle them down until only one remains. And ideally that one will please the Darkborn Cthulhu. Because that's basically the end game here. Make him happy. We'll grant the winner a wish, whatever. It's not a big deal. If you listen to the podcasts, you know they've speculated on what the wishes could be and what not. There you get a good overview shot of the entire arena. Look at this. It's truly glorious. The doll, the one beacon of light in this tournament. This poor little fellow. Born autistic, parents couldn't understand. It's a tale as old as time. The grandparents were patient, a tragedy. At 7 years old, he experiences the cruelty of the other children, and it changes him forever. Fast forward a bit, he discovers wrestling. And of course, the story goes off from there. Go back and check it out on the podcast. It's all there. I don't need to reiterate it. The doll making his way down to the ring, having studied footage of luchadors and all manner of brute. He's going to mix it up with the Plague Doctor, and it's going to be a happening. Ooh, with the head tilt and all that? A bit of a creepy weirdo. And to be honest, I can get behind... Oh, look at that. All business here, the doll. Apparently he doesn't speak. Asked to cut a promo, he said no. And that's fine. We're not going to hold him to it. You want to treat this man too lightly now because... showing off the speed, he rolls away. Kick to the leg. And a knee lift. Oh, look at that. Good springboard. Corkscrew 450 splash. The Plague Doctor with an arm wringer. Oh, rabbit kicks in the side of the head and smashes him hard against the canvas. Plague Doctor stomping away and stomping away. Rolling, twisting the arm. The doll grimacing in pain. Glorious pain, the artistry and the agony of the ring. Referee not even there to get a counter. The Plague Doctor, with a shoulder block, he rolls the doll over and stomps on the back of his head. Plague Doctor gonna follow the doll out onto the floor. Let's see what kind of evil intentions he's got in mind. A raucous crowd loving it. They're on their feet in the front row. And why wouldn't they be? We sold them the whole seat, but I have a feeling they'll only need the edge. There's a stop sign being introduced. The doll plants lands 2 boots in the chest and then hits a springboard whirly-bird. But then he gets kicked for his troubles. If you're wondering, friends, what happened to the preliminary matches that they talked about on the podcast, well, there were copyright issues, and we couldn't see the appearances of Freddie and Jason. But don't worry about it. Who needs him? You want to know how it went down? Here's how it went down. All of our guys slaughtered violently all of their guys. That's how it went. Doctor bridging a ladder across the apron to the announce table. The doll comes off the top rope. Didn't get all of it. Oh no, the doll hung up on that ladder. Right across his face. Plague Doctor gonna climb back up. All the way to the high rent district. But he thinks better. The doll re-enters the fray. Couple of nice strikes. Gets the momentum going back in his favor as he stomps the arm. Gonna twist this man up all sorts of different ways and then go after his fingers, because why not? The doll's still a little bit playful in his attacks. Likes to toy with the other fellas. But he's kicked in the leg. Plague Doctor throws him up and over the top rope. Now he's climbed up to the high rent district. And he connects hard right into the head of the doll. Those other announcers look like they're rattled. Have a seat, boys. Nothing to worry about here. Plague Doctor Valerius looking for that stop sign. Maybe the doll slides underneath, gets up and gets clobbered. And then the Plague Doctor just tosses the sign. A lot of evil characters in this tournament, and the doll may be one of the only exceptions. Not necessarily evil in any way whatsoever, just a victim. Obviously failed by his peripheral vision there. Plague Doctor going to toss this man back in. And maybe line him up for a little something, looking for a chop, but it's blocked. Ooh, the doll with a bit of wiggle, looking for some style points, but it's reversed by the Plague Doctor, who then gets jaw-jabbed. Irish whip. The drop down. The doll goes low on the Plague Doctor. What a filthy move, you sly boots. Hammers him with an elbow. Now he's setting something up. Oh no, a scissor kick. Right to the top of the head, driving that mask down into his own face. But looks like he just upset him. Looking for a choke slam, up and then all the way down. Hooks the neck. Is it enough? It's not. It's not. Elbows to the guts. An Irish whip comes off the rope with a lot of momentum. And then a fancy swinging neck breaker, and the Plague Doctor is in control here. Until I open my mouth. Reversal fast. Oh, he's in trouble. Plague Doctor looking for souls in here. Doll wiggle his way out of it. Master of technical wrestling, knows the ins and outs of every hold and never forgets them. Wow. It's a cutter. After showing off a bit of athleticism. A stomp, another stomp. Nothing fancy about it, but hard-hitting action. There you get a look at the apron. It's like we're in a graveyard. And what better place to have a tournament of terror? Look, the doll set up a table. Oh, good Lord! Lit it on fire! That table is on fire! That man is sick! He was the one with the sad origin story. He was the one who was supposed to be uplifting. Oh, no! We didn't see it, but I'm sure that the plague doctor went into those flames. Look at it burn! This is a dangerous situation right here. The doll reverses, chops the leg out, and scoop the plague doctor back up, kicks him in his head, he reverses, punches and kicks of his own, the doll reverses again, stands him up just now. Now he's going to drag him and toss him back into the ring to continue the fight. The doll looking for a springboard cross body blow. Plague doctor going to grab him, drag him over to that corner and bang his face into that corner. Plague doctor with a couple of chops. Over the back suplex. Now he's climbed the top rope. He's egging this man on. Looking for a double axe handle, but it's reversed. Oh, the doll with a little flippy flip, but definitely missed. They flip this man over, looking for a pin here. Only good for 2. How much does either man have left in the tank? Neither is really human anymore, let's be honest. We're dealing with all manner of supernatural entities and crypt-ids. And who knows? Wow, the doll going to pick up a massive win in round 1 here over the plague doctor. He'll move on. Let's see. The lights immediately went out here, left flashing and strobe as he raises both arms in the air. Definitely going to be happy with that one. We'll see him in round 2. Let's see what's next. Coming up next, we've got a bangers. We see Freakzilla, the Ironbound, take on Woe itself. Freakzilla, Jonah Reyes, the tragic story of a man trapped in a mine, and as his skin grew more and more pale with each passing year, he survived by eating small grubs and whatnot. Eventually, he was dug out. And the amount of time that it took to rebuild this man with various robotics and metal and pins was described as a prison worse than being trapped in the bowels of the mine. His skin pale with loss, his mind broken by loneliness. Let's see what he does in the ring. You were warned, friends, only the most depraved. He needs to be muscled because apparently he bites. And his opponent, Woe itself. Now, rumor has it, this man was a jester in a different lifetime. A jester granted the power to absorb sadness. But one can only absorb so much sadness before the color drains from the skin. that sadness bubbles to the surface. And woe gives it back. And that's what we're looking for in this tournament. I hit the marks. You know that I did. Don't worry about it. Woe, looking at his surroundings, hops up the steps to the ring. And we're going to get this one underway. Oh, look at this man. Comes in fancy. Does a flippy flip right into crisscross applesauce. Ooh, that's disturbing. His eyes aren't the same. This man's not symmetrical. Ugh. Does Freakzilla the Ironbound carry woe in his heart? Could being injected with just a little bit more sadness push him right over the edge and cause his fragile mind to snap? Well, there's only one way to find out, friends, and that's why we're here on Devil's Night, the Dr. Volcano's tournament of terror. Freakzilla the Ironbound knocks down low and steps on his chest. The winner here will face the doll in round 2. And no matter which one wins, that'll be a contrast of styles. The doll fights like a little spider monkey. And he's got a vicious streak too. He's out there lighting tables on fire and whatnot. That's my kind of fella. Meanwhile, Freakzilla's stomping away. That worry wasn't sure what to make of it. Can the Ironbound be hurt? And for that matter, how would one hurt woe? Perhaps joy? Maybe. Heavy sadness, or something poetic or metaphorical. Woe making his way to the top, but he misses with a drop kick. The Ironbound shoves a table into the ring and waits. Woe sidesteps, but eventually gets caught. Backbreaker. Imagine breaking the back of woe itself. We're getting existential here. And there's a lot of it in this tournament. If you haven't, go back, listen to the podcast, get to know the characters. That's what we're here for, the characters. Get the full experience. Listen to each podcast. There's 8. Woe going to work on the legs of Freakzilla the Ironbound. Twisting and twisting and twisting. Look under the ring here for some catching prizes. He's got a sledgehammer in the back part, swinging for the fences. He looks like a relevant baseball player out there. Who's relevant right now? Who do the kids like? George Springer? Is that him? Is that the guy everyone's high on? Whoa, laid out against that turnbuckle, and now Freakzilla's got the sledge. He knows how to work it, but I wouldn't be shocked if that sledgehammer brought back awful memories of breaking rock in the mines. Whoa, with a roll-up. I tried to get them to fight to the death, but they said if they went to the death, oh, you wouldn't be able to broadcast it, or little kids are going to see people get killed. Whatever, man. Cut the umbilical cord. Freakzilla with a vicious choke slam. His moves were all described, but I believe that one is called the Tunneler, or something like that. Strong enough to break rock, this man. Look at him, he's all stitched up. He's a monstrosity. Woe shoved away, smashes his way into Freakzilla, who just shrugs him off. Wow. The power of woe, it seems, can't compete with the power of sheer loneliness. But, again, as soon as I open my mouth, there's a power slap and woe back in control. And reversed by Freakzilla, who grabs the sledge. He says it's go time. Look at this man go. Leaving Woe's face like a target of a carnival game. Woe with a kick to the head. Irish whip is reversed. Woe up and over the top rope. Freakzilla with a shot. Woe reverses. Freakzilla thought he hit him. He didn't. Woe gonna scoop it up off the mat. Discus punch right in the side of the noggin. Now he's got the sledgehammer. Thought he might help him back into the ring, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Good Lord! That's the hardest part of the ring, from what I understand. Then he smashes his head off. Monster or not, that's gotta hurt. That's a hospital. Good old-fashioned pile driver out on that pile of bones on the outside. Irish whip to nowhere. The other announcers rattled. Look at the strength of the Woe. Freakzilla is a big, strong man. Woe picked him up like nothing. Jaw drop. Freakzilla looking for another choke slam. Nope. Punch to the guts. Woe to the side. Irish whip. Push Freakzilla into the other announce team. It creates a bunch of space, and now what's he got there? Looks like a light tube. That's dangerous. You get hit with one of those, you're going to end up with glass in your wounds and whatnot. But, I mean, that's why they're here. The uber violence. Down, boot to the chest, and is it enough? It is not. Freakzilla got a bit cocky there. Boot to the chest. You think you're going to take down sadness with a boot to the chest? It takes diet and exercise. And knowing how to deal with it by being trapped in a mine for 10 years of your life as your skin is bleached of all of its color. And scientists have to put you back together. It's not a hard concept. You just get rebuilt. It happens all the time. Woe with a shot to the neck and then a clobbering blow to the back of the rebuilt neck of Freakzilla. He's just hammering away. Irish whip. Scoop and brings it all the way back around for that added momentum. Looking for a pin here, but it's good for 2.5. Woe with the scoop. Freakzilla gets out of it, drops the leg. He's all fired up. It's the leg off the spine buster. Is it enough? It's not. Woe kicks out. Looking for something else here. Evil intentions up and down. Again with the spine buster. Look like he might have hit that sledgehammer. Boot to the chest. Freakzilla, the iron-bound, wins with style and will move on in this tournament. In the next round, he'll take on the doll, and that'll definitely be a ridiculous contrast of styles and violence, and How do you not call the doll the underdog there? Freakzilla the Ironbound versus the doll next round. Up next, friends. I'm looking forward to this one, because this creature coming down to the ring now, not quite a werewolf, a rare wolf, 75% monster, 25% man, and he's hungry, and that hunger is not just in his eyes, but in its belly and in its soul. Or not just his eyes, not just in his belly, but in his eyes and in his soul. It's the Howler, making his way to the ring from the backwoods of Kirkland Lake. This creature was disturbed. The tournament made its way here, woke him up. His wish? Silence. That's all he wants. His slumber interrupted, and he wants to rest. So, I hope he wins. I hope he gets what he wants. Plus, that wish, that's super easy to make happen. We'll just get the hell out of here. We'll pack up the ring and the trucks. That's easy. Some of these guys are going to want to go back in time. Whitehorse? You don't think that guy wants to go back in time? He's got a tattoo on him of everyone that he's killed. And he's covered in tattoos. He's killed a lot of people. Silva, the Azure Beast, the Rider of Regret. Are you kidding me? Some of these people want unspeakable things. People. There's a werewolf in the tournament. Some of those fellas over at Me and the Boys are like, can we be in the tournament? No, are you gonna fight a werewolf? That's ridiculous. You're a human man. It's not reasonable. Look at this glorious beast. He's glorious. Absolutely. Crawling around the ring on all fours. Feral. It's a good thing there's no rules here, because he doesn't know how to follow rules. How did they even get him to the building? He must have a handler. The one character who just might be disturbed enough, strong enough, and crazy enough from the roster of Me and the Boys Wrestling. Waiting for the mark, waiting for the mark. Still waiting for the mark. I wasn't even close. Oh, look at this guy. It's Killjoy! Send him to my office after the tournament if you would. I've got some questions that need answered. Look at this man. He's hovering up in the air. What a drama queen. Half the tournament budget went to this man's entrance. Look at all that pyro. He's got groupies with him. That's Hurt and Heel. Those are the groupies. He's like a rock star of evil clowns. I'm not impressed. Not at all. Not even a little bit impressed. I don't even care enough to keep talking about how impressive and creepy it is. I don't even care. I don't care. Do you care? You're the one that seems like who cares. Creepy as all hell is Killjoy, but staring at him from across the ring the apex predator. And not of the ring or anything crazy like that. Not Randy Orton. We're talking, this is a literal apex predator from nature. Designed by fate. And, nature. Evolution. Genetics. But let's be honest here, Killjoy's just as creepy crawling around on the floor of the ring. The rock star of evil clowns. Which one of them will move on to round 2? Will it be Howler? Will it be Killjoy? We are about to find out, friends. This is Dr. Volcano's Tournament of Terror. It's Devil's Night. And I want to wish you a happy and safe Halloween for tomorrow. Killjoy in all of his creepy mania. Howler in his raging desire for silence. Killjoy just turned this beast inside out with 2 boots to the chest, and now he's crawling up onto him. Splashing his head into the floor. Awful. Stomped to the guts. Howler reverses, fighting on instinct out there. Primal, feral. But Killjoy got a bit of that feral in him as well, it looks like. Snapmare takedown. Killjoy reverses the kick. Shoves the Howler away. Howler shoves Killjoy. Wow, the Howler with a flippy DDT. Killjoy with a shove, and then again, 2 boots firm to the chest. Killjoy working the legs, because if a man can't stand, then a man can't fight. Truer words. Killjoy going to work with some strikes. Howler trying to fight back. Killjoy reverses. Howler with a final cut. Elbow right in the throat. Nasty, nasty move. Killjoy shoves him away. And again shoves him away. The strength of Killjoy to fight off the apex predator, the beast, Howler. Making him look like a normal man out there. Killjoy is absolutely rapid. Bashing at the Howler. Gonna stand him up now. See what evil he's got in store next. He hit him in the throat with that one, and now he's mounted and demanding, where is my money? Stands him back up. Looking for a tie-up, but it's not going to work as Howler punches his way out of a bad situation. Tilt-a-whirl DDT into a small package. The referee right there, but it's only good for a 1. Killjoy ducks under the ropes and out of the ring. Howler follows. Educated feet. Howler with a scissor kick to the back of the head. Vicious flurry of strikes. And then scoops him up. Smashes his face against the hardest part of the ring. Killjoy falls down onto the floor. Irish whip is reversed. All the way to nowhere goes the Howler, but he reverses with a kick. Howler doing some nasty business there, stomping away at Killjoy. Killjoy reverses. Goes for the hammer fist, but it's missed. Reversals in bunches here as these 2 vicious beasts go back and forth. Killjoy looking for a choke there. Howler devastating its headbutts during a choke. Irish whip hard into that barricading, and Howler buries a knee into the rock star of evil clowns. Howler's got a table. Who taught him how to set that up? Killjoy had him by the throat just there, but Howler able to punch his way out. Now Killjoy looking for a full Nelson, it looks like. Got him in a classic. And then just tosses him away like a sack of trash. Killjoy lights the table on fire. Now, if you've listened to the podcast, you would understand that Killjoy is more than man. Howler just went through that flaming table. Good Lord. Fur singed everywhere. There's a rumor out there, and perhaps it's folklore, but who's to say this twisted, crazy world of warriors and living bulls, a bloodied werewolf. Killjoy, from time to time, becomes possessed by a Mesopotamian demon. What in the hell is going on? But you see, that's the kind of character we're looking to recruit here. We can't just bring in, Ricky Lime and little JJ and expect them to compete to entertain an elder god like Cthulhu. Ridiculous. You have to search far and wide for the most twisted and sadistic creatures the planet has to offer. And if you can't find them on this planet, you go to a different planet, find them there. Killjoy goes to work demanding Howler give him his money. Howler shoves him away and gets hit again and flipped all the way over, 2 boots firm to the chest. Killjoy running around again, attacking the legs. Gonna stand this man up now. Shoved away. Boot. Killjoy reverses with a boot. Which one of these creatures will move on to round 2 of Dr. Volcano's Tournament of Terror? Killjoy with a weapon of some sort. Is it a light tube? Is it a kendo stick? We're not sure. Looks like a light tube. We're gonna get glass all over the ring, and we're gonna stop. Killjoy biting the werewolf. The werewolf. The Howler, right in the throat, and then smashing his head against the mat for good measure. These fellas dueling outside the ring here, as Hurt and Heel recall. Scooped up, and down hard on the bone floor. There's no rules here, so if those groupies were to get involved, it would be fully legal, but maybe Killjoy doesn't want that. He wants a fair fight out there against the nastiest thing we can throw at him, and in this case, a rare wolf. Scoops up Killjoy, drapes him across the barricade hard. Those sadistic freaks in the front row, they love it. They love the violence and the aggression and the sweat. Mix of fur and grease paint. Sickening fog in the arena as they make their entrances. It's the pageantry and the showmanship. It doesn't matter what they say. White Horse says he doesn't care about showmanship. Okay, boy. What are the purposes there for wrestling? Showmanship, story, creativity, ideally some originality. As Killjoy the Rockstar Clown enters the fray again with the Howler, the beast from the Kirkland Lake Forest, And again, biting him in the throat. Good Lord, banging his head hard into the mat. What's it gonna take to subdue a werewolf? Hooks the leg. And apparently, that's exactly what it will take to subdue a werewolf. As Killjoy, the rock star of evil clowns, moves on to round 2, where he'll take on either Silver or White Horse. Here we go, friends. The last match of round 1. We're gonna see Silver, the Azure Beast, the rider of regret, take on White Horse, described in the podcast as a cathedral of grief. Each tattoo a supposed monument to a victim. What does that mean, though? Rumor has it that the tattoos move and change and swerve. Is there a chance that the tattooed victims on the body of White Horse are still maybe trapped there? Now there you get a look at Silver, the rider of regret, the blue enigma. All different sorts of origin stories for him. Some rumors say he froze, some say he suffocated, some say he spent time at the bottom of the sea, like our friend Cthulhu. Perhaps that's why he was chosen. Look at him make his way down. A tower of a man, chiseled in blue marble. Proud, not sure what to make of this big fella. Stalking his way to the ring. Friends, what a night we've had so far. What a tournament, and we're not even out of the first round. What does that mean? Things can only heat up. Moving on to the second round, we'll see the doll. We'll see Freakzilla, the Ironbound. We'll see Killjoy. And Killjoy will take on one of these two fellas. I don't like his odds against either one, if I'm being honest. These men are brutes. And as vicious and violent as Killjoy is, he's a bit small. But like they say, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. In this match, sure to be a dog fight. Here he comes. White Horse. They mentioned on the podcast that cracked half mask that he wears. And of course, all the tattoos. The Cathedral of Grief. As he points at a few of those fans. Tickets were slim pickings here. We are sold out. In the arena, Dr. Volcano's Tournament of Terror, the custom arena with bone floors and dark, and a big picture of me right up on the screen at all times. That barricade looks like it could have been fabricated from old headstones. Grave rock. There he is, White Horse, entering the ring, stepping over that top rope. There's only one certainty for this match. Violence! Friends, I hope you're having a fantastic Devil's Night, and I'll take this quick opportunity to wish you a safe and happy Halloween for those who celebrate. Be sure to subscribe to the channel while you're here. Put a like on the video. Leave a comment. Who's your favorite? Who do you think's gonna win at this point? Do all the social media things because it helps immensely and it's free. Here we go, starting it off. Looks like White Horse has a bit of a size advantage. Over. That won't stop him from hitting a big neck breaker. Collar and elbow tie up into an Irish whip that's reversed as Silver goes into the corner and beats a kick. Educated feet of White Horse, he's reversed. White Horse back in control here. Oh, devastating cut. And then a springboard shooting star press. That's a huge man to pull off that kind of a move. Referee gonna count it. Only good for 2. Trading blows here. Silver with the reversal. Big hip toss takes the big fella down. Now he's going to work the arms. Very difficult for a man to punch with no arms. And there again you see the educated feet and striking abilities. The White Horse. Belly to back suplex, and he's out of the ring. Looking for an equalizer over there. What's he got? What did he pull out? Looked like a fluorescent light tube. Good Lord. Vicious. Silver going to work with a straight chokehold. Nothing fancy about it, but it gets the job done. White Horse climbing up to the top rope, but for what reason? Sad attempt at a kick is the reason. And that's going to put the Azure Beast Silver back in control. Whispers say it might be a water elemental, which would almost make him a god. What does that mean? What does it mean when a god steps into a wrestling ring? And what does that mean for the other competitors in the tournament? This man out here looking for a wish when, as a god, he could probably just grant his own wishes. All the speculation about what these fellas would choose if they were to win. He took a swing at White Horse with an urn, but he missed. How an urn got out there, I'm not sure. That's someone's remains. Now we get a nice shot at the custom announce table, complete with the graphic Dr. Volcano's Tournament of Terror. What a handsome fella. White Horse goes to work here. And the rider of regret. But as always, it's reversed. A back and forth affair here. Again, Irish whip reversed. Silver goes for the ride hard into the barricade. They're loving it in the crowd. What a time they're having. White Horse gonna try and break the fingers of Silver. Can't punch with broken fingers. And you get this man back up to his feet now. Drag him back into the ring. White Horse with a clubbing blow and then a kick. And then a vicious shot to the side of the head. White Horse has blood on his mask. Catches Silver's kick and sweeps the leg out from underneath. He's all fired up here, firing on all cylinders, looking for a pin, trying to end this one early. Only good for 2. Referee well in position. He'll keep it that way if he knows what's good for him. Imagine being on the bad side of one of these competitors. Not an enviable position. Irish whip. Silver misses. Now they trade shots again. White Horse with a couple of jagged elbows. Scoops the smackdown. Oh no, devastating. Nighty night. A big knee right to the mush. But it's only good for a 2 count. White Horse steps over and down to the floor, again looking for a weapon here. He pulls out a table. Strong option. Bobbers in with it. And then tosses it out. Shots for good measure. Backflip. A backflip off the apron down to the floor. Hard impact. White Horse gonna drag, and then Irish whip this man back into the ring. Up to the top rope again. Just jumps on the man's sternum. No easy way to take that move. And now he's got evil intentions. And again, one of these men will take on Killjoy. Knee to the face. 1, 2. Only good for 2. That was a second. A second knee to the face of Silva. What's it going to take to keep this man down? A regular man would be dead. Good Lord, he's got a ladder. That ladder must be 12 feet long, and he's got it bridged across the apron in the announce table. Let's see where they're going to go with this. This could prove devastating. This could change the course of the match, which would change the course of history, as we all know it. What's he got there now? Chair? Silva slides under, sweeps the leg of Whitehorse on the way, and knocks him down. Swung the momentum completely there in one move. Silva scoots up to the top rope, gonna spin himself around here. And he'll connect with the double axe handle and then drop an elbow into the lower spine. What's this? Measures him with a big knee drop. Devastating maneuver. Now he's going to try and just straight pull the head off the neck. Also effective. Evil intentions here for the Azure Beast, the rider of regret. Pedigree buries Whitehorse deep into the canvas. Let's see if it's enough. It is not. Dangerously close to a 3 count. But Whitehorse kicks out. Irish whip reversed. The shot to the gut reversed. Silva maintains the momentum here. He's got Whitehorse in a bad spot. What's he going to do here? Nothing. Choosing his options, he decides to grab a weapon while Whitehorse is subdued. Probably a mistake. Could have put him through that bridge ladder. Swinging for the fences with the sledgehammer, but he can't connect. Whitehorse just too quick. There's a roundhouse kick that takes the head right off Silva. There's a stop sign down there. Whitehorse again connects. Just jumps at a man's sternum from the top rope. Vicious knee to the face, and that's why he's here. Because of moves like that. And because, of course, he was referred to as a cathedral of grief, which is, well, to be honest, that's just badass. Punches in bunches here, Silva reverses. Hits one of his own. There's a spine buster out on the hard bone floor. Now he's looking for another weapon. What's all under there? How many weapons are under there? Swinging away with a spiked bat. And now back to that straight chokehold. What a match so far here. Very hard-hitting and back and forth. Irish whip to nowhere. Whitehorse goes down. Whitehorse reverses. Punches and bunches. And then a backbreaker right in front of the steps. They're still loving it in the front row. We sold them a seat, but they're not using it. Everyone on their feet. No countouts here. Most of this match has been fought outside on that hard bone floor. Silva scooped up, Irish whip to nowhere. Referee looks on in the ring. What can he really do? Not a whole lot. Silva with a stiff kick right to the face. Irish whip back into the ring. Silva follows. Referee looks on. Silva's got bad intentions. Could he look for it again? The ocean barrier, pedigree, dead center of the ring, hooks the leg. Referee counts. 1, 2, 3. Silva. Silva moves on, and he'll take on the daunting task of fighting Killjoy in round 2. There it is. The Azure Beast, the Blue Enigma, the Rider of Regret. Moving on to round 2 here, friends, we're going to see the Doll take on Freakzilla the Unbound. Now, there was a poem that was part of the podcast, but we never heard it in its entirety, and I'd like to read it now. For the Doll, he never asked to be afraid, to wear a mask he didn't choose. But burlap threads and stitched up seams now dance the steps of shattered truths. They mocked the boy who dreamed in straw, who loved a scarecrow in the sun. But cruelty once dressed as clay turned innocence to loaded guns. They laughed while wrapping up his skin with glue and jests and wicked glee, but none could guess that in those rags would bloom a wrestler yet to be. Now, every match is payback dealt, not with rage, but quiet grace. A mimic's gift, a phantom grip, a scarecrow's stare without a face. He doesn't speak, he doesn't smile. His music's made of silence deep, but when the canvas shakes beneath, he plants the seeds that monsters root. Not perfect, no, not what they planned, not even what they thought he'd be. But every slam, each flawless hold, he whispers, I am finally me. So I guess he can speak. Only when he chooses to. He does what he wants, I don't know. There he is, there's my guy, Freakzilla the Undead. Gotta be the favorite here. Look at the size of him, he's wrapped in chains. The iron-bound giant. Trapped in a mine for 10 years, surviving off what could only be described as supernatural abilities. I suppose we're to assume he ate grubs and whatnot. How did he survive? Man, looks like he's been stitched back together. What does that mean? Were they able to make him stronger? Rebuild him better? Who's to say? All we know that he's a monster. That's the only thing we truly know, and that he'll compete in round 2 of Dr. Volcano's Tournament of Terror. Both competitors are ready, and there is the bell. Oh, wow. Freakzilla charges in, but he gets caught. Doll, obviously the quicker of the two, gonna need to stick and move. So far, so good for the little fella. Just keep dodging those attacks, little man. And try not to get caught. You almost got caught there. Not gonna take too many of those shots to the head for Freakzilla to put a man down. There's one that fumigates the lungs. Maybe right between the eyes. Kick to the back. Freakzilla looks for a pin. He won't break here. No disqualifications. It's by design to encourage more violence. The Doll doing his best, punching with all of his might, but You're not going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with a man the size of Freakzilla the Ironbound. And God help you if he gets a weapon. The ball strikes quickly, doesn't let him use it. Reverses again. Elbows his way out of a bad spot and then drop kick to the leg. That's it. Chop the big tree down. Shot to the groin. He knows he's going to have to pull out all the stops. It's the only way. Round 2 underway here. Reminder, friends, the prize, a win for the winner. What would Freakzilla wish for? Probably some sort of normalcy. Maybe a step back in time to undo being trapped in a mine for 10 years. What would the doll wish for? Would the doll undo the origin story that made him who he is? I don't know. Only time will tell, friends, and we'll find out tonight who is going to earn that wish. There it is again, the step-up cutter. Off the top rope, devastating maneuver. Freakzilla with the sledgehammer is going to bring it out. The doll's got a table. Who strikes first? It's Freakzilla with the enchanted sledgehammer. The sparks fly. And the doll is in a world of trouble right now. Vicious stomps. Freakzilla steps across his sternum. One of these men will move on to the final round and they'll take on either Killjoy, the rock star of Crazy Clowns, or Whitehorse, the cathedral of grief. Freakzilla biding his time, waiting for the doll to make his way back into the ring. Oh no, devastating. The bear hug spinebuster hard onto the table. With evil intentions, but the doll reverses, jacks the jaw. Ooh, with a little wiggle. Shake, rattle, and roll onto the table. Swinging neck breaker. The doll goes for a pin here. Only good for 2, but a long 2. Collar and elbow tie, Irish whip, the doll looking for a tornado spinning cross-body something. It's bad. Ball reverses with a kick. Freakzilla elbows him right into that turnbuckle. Gets up ahead of steam avalanche. The ball looks like he might not know where he is right now as he's scooped up and snake eyes across that top turnbuckle. Freakzilla leaving the ring again. Perhaps looking for more cash and prizes under the ring. He pulls out a stop sign and just throws it at the doll's face. He's all fired up. Look at him go. Both men at the center of the ring. The doll reverses a couple of rabbit punches. Again looking for that spinning cross body. The doll eats a knee right to the face. Freakzilla can't decide what weapon he wants to use, and then decides just to go for a pin. Scoop the doll up here. Carry him around a bit, but takes too long and the doll elbows his way out, and then kicks and punches. This little Northern Lights suplex there, now he's got a stop sign. Throws it at the leg of Freakzilla. Devastating little maneuver there. Twist Freakzilla up all sorts of different ways. If you bend him in half, you can use the weight of his own legs to help hold him down. Not a bad strategy for the doll. Side steps, looking for a knee, but he gets clotheslined. Freakzilla again gonna try and just pull his head clean off. Oh, good lord. Choke slam, but he grabbed him by the head. The doll with an opportunity here. A small package. Only good for 2. Freakzilla reverses. This could be a problem right here. Up and down. Vicious power bomb right onto the stop sign. He hooks the leg, and this could be it. Only good for 2. Back to the stop sign again. And just throws it. Looked like he reversed it. He got out of the way. It's a knee. Flurry of strikes. There's an Irish whip. Misses the big boot. And gets caught in a whirly bird. The doll's having fun out there. Look at him. He's all over the place. Flying around. Springboard. Shooting star press. Ooh, and he gets dumped on the back of his neck. But still manages to reverse. Short kicks to the side, and then one to the head. Still working here. Twists his arm up all sorts of different ways, and then goes for the other arm. Now he's doing some work for those fingers. Misses wild with that one. Gives Freakzilla an opportunity to get back in this match. One he sorely needed. The doll had all the momentum for just a bit there. Looking again for cash and prizes, and what's he got now? That urn again. Good lord, that's someone's remains. And the doll hits a shotgun kick to the back of the head. Forces Freakzilla to drop the urn, and then he puts him in scorpion lock. Devastating. Imagine tapping out a man who spent 10 years in a mine, never giving up. What a statement it would make moving on to the finals. The doll reverses. Finally manages to hit the spinning cross body block. Hooks a leg. Is it enough? It is not. 2.75. Freakzilla, the ironbound, gets one of those surgically repaired shoulders up off the mat. And then reverses with a knee. Trying to swing the momentum back here. Caught again in the whirlwind. Freakzilla taken down. Stomp, another stomp, another stomp. And that's what he's got to do here. Big high impact moves. It's the only way to overcome the strength and size. He could also use a weapon when he needs. Shoulder block takedown. Freakzilla's going to work here, and this is where he can do some real damage. Fires the stop sign at the back, but it was reversed. Again, the corkscrew crossbody. The leg is hooked. And that's going to do it. I guess that's why he was trying so hard for that move. He knew it's high impact. Missed the first 2 or 3, but finally connects. With the 4th and 5th. And it's enough to put the big Freakzilla, the ironbound, away and send the doll to the finals. And how do you not cheer for this little fella? I hope he gets his wish. How could you not be behind him? Look at him go. Look at his big smile. Up next, friends, the second match of round 2. Who's going to take on the doll in the finals? Will it be Killjoy? Or will it be this man? Look at that arena. It's glorious. Absolutely glorious. That handsome fella over there. And again, the Azure Beast. The Rider of Regret, Silva. The doll versus Silva. The doll versus Killjoy. Those are the options. All we know for sure is that the doll sauntering down, making sure his hair is in place. What an absolute monster. And what a monster he took down in round 1. White horse, no slouch in there. Had a good few inches on him and probably 50 pounds. But how will he stack up against someone as twisted, violent, vicious, demonic? You heard the podcast. He's all wrapped up with this other character called Forgotten. It's a whole origin story and a big thing. El Viscera is missing. Rumor has it he was decapitated. Here I thought all this time Killjoy was the one, but someone else is taking credit, but still, I don't like Killjoy. And if he wins, him and I are going to have a little chit-chat about that wish. A strange hush falls over the arena, as it always does when the mist fills and boils over here. The flames turn the corner. Look at those skulls, nasty. And we see Killjoy floating high up in the sky there, impeding the view of my handsome face. Out there, of course, with the groupies, hurt and heal. But they're lost in the smoke right now. Look at this man. Look at the pomp and circumstance here. A genuine rock star. And an entrance that is glorious. And twisted. Fire all over. What is this mist? People are breathing it in? Hopefully it's FDA approved. This man just disappears into the darkness. No one in the tournament more odd than Killjoy. Maybe a bit of head games being played here. A lot of showmanship from Killjoy, not a whole lot from Silva. Silva knows what he needs to do. He needs to get in there and fight and fight and fight until it's over. But Killjoy likes to play little games. Likes to get in the head of his opponents with stuff like this crawling on the ring. And that move where he bites and crawls all over his opponent. Twisted. Very, very twisted. Friends, be sure to like this video, leave a comment, hit the notification button so you know when the other guy goes live. If you're a fan of digital wrestling, maybe this is your first foray into the digital wrestling world. It happens a lot, specifically right here on this channel, Mondays at 7 p.m. Boys Wrestling. You might even see Killjoy on there. The only character in the tournament from the show. Here we go, friends. Killjoy versus Silva. Killjoy gonna scoop up Silva. Irish whip into the corner. Sets him up on top. And where's he going with this? Look at the strength. Slams him down hard. Collar and elbow tie up. Gonna drag this man, smash his face into the turnbuckle. Oh, he's biting him. Killjoy getting nasty in the early goings of this match. Silver with a kick. Silver's got to use that reach. It's about the only advantage he might have. I would have thought he had a strength advantage, but after seeing Killjoy pick him up like nothing. Here's his money. Killjoy wants to know. Stomps him in the guts. Shot to the face. Shot to the face. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. The head games of Killjoy. Vicious headbutts that not only connect with Silver's front, but the back of his head smashing against the mat as well. Tossing and shoving him like nothing. Silver threw a punch. Killjoy just took it. Silver backs off. Yeah. Not the worst idea. Silver reverses, chops the leg. Killjoy kips out. Those punches having zero effect on Killjoy. One of these men waiting to take on the doll. Well, I mean, they're not waiting. The doll is waiting, I suppose, to take on one of these men. Killjoy stands up Silver, the Azure Beast Rider of Regret, looking for a pin here. It's not to be. Silver wisely rolls out. Gonna look for an equalizer here to shift the momentum instead. Looks like a bat wrapped in barbed wire. Killjoy with a strike. Killjoy with a front face lock. Slides out. Now he's looking for a weapon. Oh no. There's that big ladder. He's going to bridge it across the apron. Maybe these two will use it. Silver gained an upper hand in the last match. Not this time. Killjoy saw it coming. Raining blows. Hard elbows across the back of the neck. Oh, he tosses him. Makes contact with that ladder, scoops him. Oh my goodness. His face bangs hard up against that steel, and then Killjoy immediately heads for the bat. Opts not to use the bat and sweeps the leg instead, just like we saw Silver do. Oh. Silver with some punches. And then a choke. Trying to take some of the starch out of this man. Vicious punches. Killjoy back up. Killjoy shrugs off a clothesline attempt. Silver pretty quick for a man that size, but Killjoy reverses, hip toss. Stands him back up. Again, Irish whipped into that ladder. And again, Silver tastes the ladder. How does it taste, you blue freak? Killjoy opting not to use the weapon, and maybe he can't bring it underneath the ladder with him either. Again, Silver. Silver fires back though and hits a spinebuster on the hard bone floor. Irish whip back into the ring. Silver ducks under the ladder and follows. Kick to the guts. Oh no. The big pedigree, middle of the ring. Is it enough? It's not. Silver is a bit surprised. Killjoy right back up to his feet. And then biting Silver. He bloodied him just like that. Silver, writhing in pain, shoves Killjoy away, but the damage may have been done. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Only good for 2. Silver runs away. Not going to stop Killjoy. He's possessed. Literally possessed by a Mesopotamian demon. Silver with a shot. Killjoy reverses. All Killjoy so far, pretty much. Silva really back on his heels. Killjoy reverses everything. Slides out of the ring. Looking for cash and prizes into that side now. And he pulls out a stop sign. Levels Silva with it. Hooks the leg. Here's a stiff stop sign shot. Enough. It is not. Silva kicks out. There's a reason they call him the Azure Beast. Killjoy again, more punches. Silva lays flat. Killjoy with the stop sign. And he fires it. Oh, and then a straight choke. Lifts it right up in the air with that strength. Killjoy is deceptive. Irish whip. He goes right up and over the top. He's laid out on that ladder. See if Killjoy can capitalize. Killjoy laying in wait with that stop sign. Let's see what he does with it. Throws it at Silva, but he missed. Silva scoops him. Oh no, a coffin closure on the outside on that hard bone. That could be the high impact move that Silva needed to get himself back in this matchup. Only one can move on to the finals. Will it be Silva? Or will it be Killjoy? One of them will take on the doll. And that's not an enviable spot. The doll out here taking out years of rage. All of the torment he's endured. Silva calling for Killjoy to get up. That was probably a mistake because Killjoy did get up. And you don't want that. You want to keep Killjoy down. Irish whip. Kick right to the face. Stands him back up now. Irish whip reversed. Out onto the ladder. Silva with a window here. Can he capitalize? He can. Killjoy ducks under the ladder. He's got the stop sign. Silva takes the stop sign. Elbows Killjoy. Throws the stop sign. Drops an elbow. Looks like it might have missed. Killjoy in control here. Grabs the throat and slaps the face. Silva looks like he might be out of answers for Killjoy. What does it take to hurt this man, let alone keep him down for 3? Oh no. Oh. Repeated shots to the head. Silva must be concussed. If a water elemental can get a concussion, Silva has one, that's for sure. Killjoy again looking for more weapons. How violent is this man? He's got a table. Silva grabs him. Irish whip. Up and then drops him down. Silva gonna set up that table now. Let's see if somebody can capitalize. Silva with reverse, looking for that pedigree that could have been the end. Oh no, not this. Killjoy lit the table on fire. The table is on fire. Good Lord. Silva barely avoids disaster. Look at the agility. One hops to the top of Silva with some vicious shots to the face, finishes with a European uppercut that drops the big blue man. Meanwhile, the table continues to burn. Killjoy with one of those fluorescent light tubes. Silva gonna drag Killjoy. Oh no! Dangerously close to the table here. Killjoy's up. This is bad. Killjoy reverses. Not gonna go through. He's gonna drag Silva now. Both of these men burned by that table. Everybody reversing everything. Nobody wants to go through. Spinebuster. Killjoy lands hard on that light tube. Gonna drag Killjoy. See if he can do it this time. Good lord, Spinebuster through a flaming table. Here's the pin. 1, 2. Wow, somehow. Killjoy digs down as deep as he can go and manages to kick out after being put through a flaming table. He's already swung the momentum here. This guy is not okay. This is not right. Immediately goes for a pin after being smashed through a flaming table. You can see the splintered remains in the ring. Killjoy with a chokehold. All legal here. Ooh. There's the pin in the broken pieces of table. And wow, that's gonna do it. Just like that, Killjoy picks up a win over Silva, moves on to the finals, and the final match of Dr. Volcano's Tournament of Terror. We'll see this man in quotes, Killjoy, take on the doll. Is he enough, even though he is finally me? And that, friends, will bring us to our final match of the evening, the main event on the line. One wish. Anything the combatant wants, I can make it happen, because here's the thing. Dr. Volcano is really good friends with Cthulhu. So, that's an elder god, people, okay? Elder gods do what they want. It doesn't matter if you're a doll or a crazy clown. Cathedral of Grief. Cthulhu can make it happen, whatever your black, dark heart desires. And we can only speculate as to what either of these two competitors would want in a final wish. The doll would maybe wish for an inner peace, or perhaps to undo the damage done to him, but where would that leave him? So I don't know that that would be the play, if I'm honest. Rolling his way into the ring, having fun all the time. He loves wrestling. Look at him. Look at that big grin. Just a happy fellow. Win or lose. Excellent showing by the doll here as he somersaults backwards into a standing position and waits for his opponent. And of course, we know who it is. We'll get a tour of the ring along the way. Again, friends, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, do all the social media things because it helps immensely and it's free. And you can catch the likes of Killjoy as well as other Me and the Boys Wrestling superstars like our friend DeBlock, DMP, Olin Rhodes, the High Rollin' Soldiers, the Helicopter Boys, the Disgruntled Postal Workers, the Young Wolves, Cody Harris and Brent, all your favorites, the Stroop, all of them, Mondays at 7 p.m. And Me and the Boys Wrestling. Hit the notification bell. It's the only way to stay tuned and up to date. Also, have a look around the channel, find some ghost stories. There's a creepy playlist, lots of music and songs. All sorts of fun stuff. It's well worth it. I've never had to plug the other guy. He always plugs me. Oh, well. Who is that? Did you see that? Somebody was with Killjoy just there. Maybe not with him, but stalking him down to the ring. Who is that? Could it be the Forgotten? bizarre. Yeah, you get a look at him in the background. Looks like another Killjoy almost. This is what it's all about, friends. All of the marbles. Dr. Volcano's Tournament of Terror culminates in one final match. Killjoy versus the doll. A wish. On the line, anything the winner's heart desires. Who is that accompanying Killjoy to the ring? They're not interacting, so it looks almost as if Killjoy doesn't know that that person is there. Very bizarre. Always bizarre is Killjoy. The rock star of psychotic clowns. And let's not forget, friends, these two competitors have already fought 2 matches. The 3rd match of the night. Almost a King of the Ring situation here. There you see Dr. Volcano's visage looking over the shoulder of Killjoy. What would he wish for? The doll is ready. Killjoy is ready. Dr. Volcano's Tournament of Terror ends here as Killjoy gets off to a great start, burying 2 feet in the chest of the doll, flipping him inside out. Killjoy relentless here in the early goings of this matchup. Not going to give the doll a chance to catch his breath. He punches him right in the throat and then mounts him for some more punches. Punches in bunches, friends. And a straight chokehold. All Killjoy so far. Shot to the face. Oh. What's he doing? Choking him from behind? Crushing his head. Crushing the skull of the doll. Devastating. Irish whip hard until Killjoy fires 1 hot shot. More mounted punches. And a European uppercut to finish it off. Killjoy slides out of the way, looking for cash and prizes. The doll hits that weird-looking cutter. Maybe he can try and swing the momentum here, but Killjoy versus Irish whip. The doll kips up. Kick into kick. Killjoy with a crossbody. Stands him up, punches him again in the throat. That old adage, if you can't breathe, you can't fight, might come into play here. We assume these men have to breathe, but maybe they don't. What do we know? Who knows? Killjoy again with those mounted punches. All Killjoy so far in this matchup. And if you're not cheering for the doll here, you're probably on the wrong side of good. But who's to say? Kick to the guts. Oh. Giving rope burn to the doll. He didn't like that. Reverses his way out of a bad situation with a kick. He's all fired up. There's only a Killjoy reverses now. Spinning back fist. Crumples the doll. Devastating move. Takes him down. Oh no. Devastating move. Getting the point, of course. The doll kicks out. Kip up. Killjoy blocks a kick. The doll with a spinning shot to the face. Killjoy able to kick out at 2. Hard-hitting affair. Ball with some knees. And a spinning 450 splash that doesn't connect. Killjoy with evil intentions. Straight chokehold. There it is. Devastating move. Ragdolled. And the doll tapped. The doll tapped to the ragdoll chokehold. Devastating Killjoy. Killjoy has won Dr. Volcano's Tournament of Terror. And who would have thought? Of all the sick and demented and twisted characters in the tournament, that it would be Killjoy, who turned out to be the sickest and most demented of them all. If you want to know what Killjoy ends up wishing for, you'll have to tune in to Me and the Boys Wrestling, Mondays at 7 p.m. Friends, thank you so much for watching Dr. Volcano's Tournament of Terror. It's been a pleasure bringing you the most sadistic and diabolical creatures from not just this world, but all worlds, and making them fight. Maybe we'll do it again next year. Friends, have the happiest Halloween and be safe in the darkness. Friends, James Owen Brown here, taking the microphone back from Dr. Volcano. I just wanted to take a second and give a very special thank you and shout out to my friend Kato Bakote, who came up with 50% of these characters and their backstories and all of that. It was a real team effort, and I compiled everything and put it all together. So, my friend Kato, thanks so much, bud. It's been a blast. Cheers.